Welcome back to the Business Spotlight. We're here today with Dr. Mary Swift with Dallas Laser Dentistry, DFW's consumer choice for cosmetic dentistry for the last 2 years. Dr. Swift, you're going to share with us now really the process, go into in great detail on the process of how veneers happen, how you schedule your appointments, and what someone could expect if they were looking at DaVinci Veneers for themselves.
Great. Well, it's always best to start with a design.
Yes.
Like any construction project, a good design. Lots of photographs, what patients do with their lips when they smile. Is it even? Is it not even? Lots of candid photographs trying to catch the patient in the easiest smile they have, because my objective is always not to make the first thing somebody sees is your teeth. They should not be distracted. You should focus on the eyes, and the smile is icing on the cake, basically. So a good design, we look at the gum contour, not just the teeth. We look at length to width ratios of each tooth. We look at symmetry. We look at the lip line. We look at color. We look at alignment. All of this adds up to a discussion with the patient of their expectations, what I know I can achieve, and do those two meet for a design that ends up with the smile the patient's always dreamed of.
I absolutely love that. Now, that isn't always the case, is it? You were telling me for you it is, but for, you've had people call you in emergency situations.
I have. I've been the rescue me doctor here recently, 2 cases in particular, and the patient showed up at the other dentist's office to have their veneers bonded in place, looked at them and went, oh, I mean, they were chalky white, no life. The patient could tell this. The patient could see that's not what she wanted on her teeth. She called me. We had a long discussion. I took a look at the case. I could see where improvements could be made, and we've got a happy smile out there now.
Yeah. So when you're talking about taking all the before and afters and really looking at everything in the whole, all the components that go into that, it's really important, isn't it?
It's important to know the products that are available. One porcelain is not the same as another. The laboratories that you deal with, I deal with DaVinci, and we'll get into this in the next segment, I guess, because they know what they're doing, and they know me, and they know I know what I'm doing. It's a perfect relationship. But there are, you have to not only have an aesthetic eye to be able to analyze a smile and know what needs to happen to make it a beautiful smile, but you have to know what the products are that are available to use to make it a perfect smile.
And how long have you been practicing cosmetic dentistry, if you don't mind my asking?
17 years.
Wow.
I was a dental hygienist for 15 years before that, so dentistry is all I've ever done.
Yes, absolutely. And I like what you talk about, creating a natural looking smile for people. I've had several friends who have done the veneers, and really I didn't notice their smiles so much, but after they had it done, they just had this dazzling look about themselves.
Somebody should say you look well rested, or you look great. They shouldn't say you got your teeth fixed.
Right. There was just something there that was so different, but I always didn't know how to put
I did have one patient that came in and she insisted on the white chart on how white to go, on the absolute whitest, and I said, those aren't going to look real, and she said, honey, nothing about me's real. And she wanted that paid for look. I don't recommend that. Well, I want it to blend in. I want it to match your face. I want it to look as natural as possible.
That's so great. Now, one of the things, too, is that when we're looking at a process such as this, there's a cost involved. Do you offer any kind of financing for your patients?
We can almost always make it work.
Great.
Absolutely.
Great. And so you just, I know when we talk about Invisalign, you told me that you had a patient in her 70s who was in Invisalign.
Yes.
That's so exciting.
Oh, you should never prejudge. You should never assume that that patient walking in your office doesn't want the absolute best you have to offer just because of their age.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep. Do we have another before and after that we've taken from your website that you'd like to talk about?
Let's take a look. Yes. Now, this is one where we had to pay attention to the gum line. If you look at the before, you can see more gum tissue showing in her smile. Just lifting the tissue gets a less gummy smile, more tooth in the picture.
That's great. Now, in our next segment, we are really going to talk about why DaVinci Veneers over all the other veneers that are out there. And you have reasons for, you really know the products in the market. You're well educated in that. And I think it's no surprise at all that you have been selected DFW's 2011-2012 Consumer Choice for Cosmetic Dentistry. And if you'd like, you can take a look at Dr. Swift's website at DaVinci-Veneers-Dallas.com, and you can take a virtual tour of her office and see many more before and after pictures of her great work in cosmetic dentistry.